Well, I'm joined now by Samuel Doveri-Westerby, who is the director of the European Neighborhood Council. It's a Brussels-based think tank. Thanks so much for joining us. First, give us a better sense of how friendly or how tense the EU-Turkey relationship really is going into this meeting.
I think the EU-Turkey relationship is probably as strained as it has been in a very long time. And that's obviously due to the fact that there are certain member countries within the EU who would like to see a halting of the accession process, whereas, of course, there are others who don't share that opinion, who would like to continue, who are much more favorable. But Turkey feels this lack of trust or this breakdown of communication which has happened, and that's affected their relations heavily. You add on top of that the fact that Turkey was very aggressive and very derogatory in terms of its comments against Germany and the Netherlands in the recent elections. You know, that's an added factor. And then you can add other institutional defense-related factors like the Incirlik air base, in which Germany has both material and personnel, and the fact that, that Turkey doesn't allow for their parliamentarians to come for their mandatory visit to the air base, which is an added factor. So there's really a large range of diplomatic issues which make that relationship and the meeting today very tense.
So how confident are you that perhaps this meeting can get the EU-Turkey relationship back on a positive track?
Well, I mean, again, reiterating what I said before, the relationship is quite strained at the moment, and to think that one meeting will put everything back on track would be a misinterpretation of the actual situation. But it could serve as a first springboard towards a correct direction. And that really depends, and this is something we'll see in the upcoming days and also months, about the topics which were discussed during the meetings, how fruitful they were. Now, a lot of different topics were obviously discussed during the meeting with Tusk and Juncker and President Erdogan. But I think there are a few of these topics which are extremely relevant and which could lead to something, let's say, more solid, more bi-institutional and more diplomatically enforcing. Those include, of course, questions about the accession process. President Erdogan will be coming and came to the table today with an expectation of answers concerning that accession process, which has been stalling in recent years. And another area which will also have been discussed quite thoroughly, I believe, is the customs union reform, which is a more, let's say, practical way of solving relations between the EU and Turkey from a trade perspective, basically modernizing the customs union, and then with the potential of the EU requesting a better rule of law in return.
Okay. Samuel Doveri-Westerby, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us with your insight.